What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is the Wealth and Wellness YouTube channel, and today we're going to be reacting / talking about a great video that we both just watched. It is from Be Inspired. Do you want to tell them a little bit more about what the video was?
A little bit about hacking your mindset, hacking your brain. Basically, a trick that you can utilize to make things that you don't like pleasurable.
Another good trick, too, that haven't talked about a whole lot is when people smash the like button.
Oh, yeah.
How much it helps the video and the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you guys do that. But one of the key things that he talked about that really stuck with me was he talked about like setting goals that are essentially like fantasies.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you see like a bodybuilder or someone like a super attractive model is like setting yourself up to like want to follow in their image when you know it's like basically impossible to do that.
Yeah, exactly. It tied into a video that I sort of talked about prior to this in an Instagram post that I made a while back, where I was saying, guys, like, your goal is okay to look at every once in a while, but when the goal becomes just the target and there's no variation, you know, that's not exactly what you want to get. Essentially, like, the goal, it should be like a pinpoint ideal, and then it's like you aim for a general area, and that's sort of what you'd end up hitting, instead of where it's just like a miss completely.
So I know we talked about before about like, I guess like my favorite reference is the Gary Vee reference, where his goal is to buy the New York Jets, but his goal is so unobtainable that it doesn't even cross his mind, you know, thinking like, well, how much money do I have? Let me go try and buy it now. His goal is to make himself so much better every single day that in the future, he'll be able to afford the New York Jets.
And you said something very key and nice right there, which was saying make yourself better every day. And that's one thing I think that we don't really think about once you leave like any sort of maybe schooling, or if you ever even come to that thought on an everyday basis. How can I improve myself today? How can I make myself better every day? Because if you improve literally every single day, no matter if it's like 1% on whatever it is every day, that's hundreds of percents better over time that you are over a year's span. You're literally making yourself, you know, exponentially better, just making those micro little changes.
Yep. And another thing he mentioned is kind of like loving the dirt, or like loving the process. That's what Be Inspired talked about in his video, and something that Gary Vee mentions all the time. It's that if you can't love like the worst parts of the process, you'll never really like enjoy. You'll never enjoy the time between like starting and reaching your goal. You'll only be looking for like the small pleasure point of whatever your goal is.
Yeah, and after watching his video from Be Inspired, it really gave me more than just a face value picture of what that means, actually. You know, like, where enjoying that dirt, enjoying the journey, you know, all these ways that we can say the same thing, it painted a different picture, where it's like, okay, so when you actually are goal seeking, you know, your perspective is almost on that reward. You know, it's, I will achieve this, can't wait, you know, whatever it is, we're getting to that point. But what he's saying is, don't even worry about that right now. Focus right here, right now, and make steps that get you closer to that. You know, don't worry about when that's going to happen, but whatever you're doing right now has to move you towards it. And if you're actively putting yourself in situations that will push you towards success every single day, you'll turn around and you'll forget how you got here. You know, you'll be at a successful point, as many people are, and they turn around and they're like, wow, it feels like only yesterday that I was, you know, collecting pennies. I just changed one habit at a time and did things differently. So
yeah, there's a lot of good information in that. I think one of my favorite points was when he talked about like the habit stacking.
Oh, yeah.
Where he referenced like his cup of, like, every time, like, he loves coffee, and so every time he went to drink coffee, he put a book next to his coffee maker, and he could only drink coffee when he was reading his book. So he's taking like a specific habit that he has every day that he enjoys doing and tying it to something that he wants to start doing every day but doesn't necessarily love enough to do every day. So by tying those two together, he's able to create the separate habit of reading books, and then eventually it'll become like an unknown habit. It'll be something he'll want to do like on its own because he's been doing it so long. And it's kind of like the pleasure pain principle you learn about in like the senior year of high school, how they talk about that. If you tie like things with pleasure, people will want to do them more often. But if you tie them with pain, they won't want to do it. So if you tie something that you're kind of like neutral about with something with pleasure, it'll make it way easier for you to accomplish that and stick to your actual goal. Even like he mentioned, eventually untying it from coffee, he was still, an avid reader and like interested in reading on its own, even without the cup of coffee with it.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing too, getting into that habit stacking, because he didn't call it habit stacking in his video, but I did. I called it habit stacking because of the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. That's what he calls it in his book. But yeah, if you guys want obviously more information on that, you can check out the book. The link in description. But essentially, if you have a habit that you can notice and target when it happens every day, sort of like his coffee, when you want coffee, so that's your focal point. When you get coffee, you will commence another action, and that action will only it'll happen as often as you have your first habit, which is coffee drinking. So if you stack it like he did with reading books, you'll get your coffee and now there's a book right there. You want to also reduce friction. So like if you wake up in the morning, you go downstairs to your kitchen to make your coffee, put a book there the night before so you don't have to go worry about getting the book when you make your coffee. Reduce as many steps as possible that would get in your own way of success. Create your environment to create the best successful possibilities for yourself. But
I think that's the general summary that we wanted to give on that.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to add. We'll put his link down below if you want to watch his full video. Also, check us out on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Those links will all be down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Wellness out.